Okay, I'm going to try again. This is about take 2 or 3 because the pipes in here are really old and they make a very loud noise every now and then. Let's see how this goes. So this is intuitive downloading or intuitive channeling. It's basically channeling. It's a different way of channeling your innermost being, more indirectly. It's not quite as smooth always as channeling, but we shall see how this goes. Okay, whatever. Right, what does this one say? Create the beauty of unity by loving your life. Okay, so how do we do this? Create the beauty of unity by loving your life, no matter what is happening in your life, no matter how heavy or how difficult the catalysts are. You are evolving into a mindset of realizing your unity and realizing the unity of all things and all incarnations. You see, we don't just keep reincarnating for no reason. It's to continually expand and expand and expand our conscious awareness and the conscious awareness of source energy. By loving your life and by accepting all things that are happening to you as part of the divine plan, that is the beauty, and that is the beauty of realizing your unity with all things, including all of your lives. You've been countless different characters in this play, this stage play that we call life, over the eons. And many of these lifetimes you felt separate, and you felt almost like life has dealt you a bad hand, like you've done something terrible in a past life and you're paying off some terrible karma. What on earth have I done in a past life to deserve all of this? The truth is that the ones of us who are going through the toughest challenges in life at the moment, the most incredibly difficult catalysts, are the ones that are usually coming towards the point where we are unifying into 4th or 5th density consciousness. And also, this is what I've realized in this personal life, in this one life experience myself, that by giving yourself utterly drastic and horrendous and horrifying catalysts, that by putting yourself through the run-of-the-mill, as it's so to speak, by giving yourself these incredibly difficult challenges to face, you learn more about yourself in one lifetime with high catalyst than you would do in 20 or maybe even 30 lifetimes, which are just average, fairly easy, quote-unquote easy lifetimes. When I say easy, no human incarnation is easy. No human incarnation. Every single one of you are having it tough in some way or another. And you're all facing catalysts. All of us are. But what we find is the tougher the catalysts are that we set for ourselves in any one incarnation, the more we learn about ourselves. And the more, you see, it's only when you reach the state of absolute desperation, when you cry out to your inner self or to God, whatever you want to call it, the source, when you cry out for help, and when you cry out for help and you still don't get it, that makes you dig bloody deep. And I mean deep. That's when you have to dig so deep. When you get told there's no doctors that can help you, there's no people that can help you, there's no humans that can help you, and when even it seems like the angelics and the galactics and the innermost being, when it appears falsely that they are not helping you, which isn't the case. They do help you all the time, but it's not always obvious. With the most heavy life catalysts, we dig so deep that we find gold. We dig so far down, breaking our backs and breaking a sweat or tears of blood, that we have to dig so deep beneath the layers and layers of physical reality until we finally find the divine gold of the unity of all. And then you understand that you are an aspect of that unity, and that the unity resides within you, and it always has. It's just taken this catalyst to discover it. Right. Yeah, whatever. This one says mental happiness is total relaxation. Okay, so when you've got a busy mind, that monkey mind is chirping away, and you've got things that happened last week, things that happened last year going on, you're rerunning all these different scenarios, you've got things that you said that you thought were stupid and embarrassing that you said to somebody yesterday, and then you've got your worries about the future. But what if this, and what if that? What if there's World War III? What if that happens? What if this happens? What if that conspiracy theory is right? When you're in a state of mental relaxation, that simply does not happen. And this is why we meditate. This is why meditation is so important, and prayer. But meditation even more so. And silent meditation is greatly important, although every type of meditation is good. And you need to find the right meditation for you. Though I would recommend all of you to add to your meditation routine, just once or twice a day, a 20 or 30 minute total silence meditation. If you've never done this before, you're going to feel like you're going mad, because your ego mind does not like it. It flips its lid. But if you stick with it, I promise you, you will find the diamond within the lump of coal. You know, that your head felt like, this lump of coal, this heavy, dense lump of coal. Well, when pressure creates diamonds, and when you can, but you only find the diamond once you release the pressure by cracking open that piece of coal. When you crack open that piece of coal, it releases the pressure, which is holding the diamond. Total relaxation with meditation or contemplation, really meditation, is mental, spiritual, and emotional happiness. And that's when you find who you truly are. That's when you find the source. Right, whatever. This one says, when ego is lost, then universality. Let me say that again. When ego is lost, then universality exists. Okay, so we've been talking about the ego and the ego mind. Now there's spiritual ego as well. You see, there's two types of ego. The physical ego, the 3D ego, is the worst. The monkey mind. That's the ego of the human mind. But then you have the ego of the spiritual mind. The higher mind can develop an ego. Now this is when the lower ego attaches itself to the higher ego, to the higher mind. When the ego of the human mind attaches itself to the spiritual aspect of your mind. This can happen with many, many spiritual leaders and teachers like Joel Osteen and all these different. There's so many of them. There's even a couple of gurus who get a spiritual ego sometimes. I've seen it in Sadhguru before. A spiritual ego. It's like, I'm better than you, I'm holier than thou. But the human ego is the worst. That's the one that's going to really cause you some big, big trouble in your life. The spiritual ego is difficult to spot. At the best of times, it's difficult to spot. And quite often it's others who spot it for you. But you can spot it yourself during meditation. And especially during silent meditation, because that's when the spiritual ego will chirp in. And nobody is better than anybody else. Sadhguru is no better than the one who sweeps the streets. There's nobody is any better or worse than anybody else. So when the ego is lost, universality exists, because when the human and the spiritual ego is lost, there's only one thing that exists, and that's in the silence of that meditation. That's in that tranquility. That's in that ecstasy. That's in that bliss, the divine bliss. the ecstatic state of oneness with all, that's when you realize you are the same as every other individual aspect of source. That is when you realize that you are the source. You are the aspect of source experiencing itself temporarily as just one of